Hi Aries, welcome back to Love from Leo. My name is Tay, otherwise known as Love from Leo. And if you're new, welcome. And if you're not new, then welcome back. Okay, Aries, this month during your December, you're going to have to focus on looking at the behind the scenes of what's really going on. So really paying attention to what's really happening, the motives of what people are having when they are dealing with you, and also just looking at what's really happening. So you want to really focus on the intensity of how the energy is around you, and then also just kind of like, the things that nobody's really saying but the things that people are feeling. That's what you need to pay attention to, because it's going to make a big difference on how you move throughout this month. Okay, so in the past energy, what you've been experiencing is the Eight of Pentacles in reversed energy. So maybe you've been feeling lazy, or maybe you just feel like there's kind of a burnout energy in your work life. What is causing this energy for Aries? I think one of the things that's causing this is just the fact that you are an Aries, and I think you put a lot of energy into just working or just, physically putting in action for something. It's burning you out physically, so you're just exhausted physically. And so the way to combat that is making sure you're eating right, making sure you're hydrated, number one, making sure you're balancing out work and play. These are all things dealing with the fire, element, you being an Aries. You dealing with that fire element, these are things that you just have to do normally. If you want to know more about that, I have a video on the fire element, and you can learn a little bit more about that. Anyways, coming back to this reading, we have the Nine of Swords. So I think you're just constantly moving because you have something on your mind. You have something that is really just racing and impacting your mind. And I think the only way you know how to deal with it is to work, is to stay consistently busy, is to consistently try to see and feel something different from what you are normally feeling, because you have something on your brain. So what is it that you have on your brain? Nine of Swords. Why is this Nine of Swords coming up? You couldn't make a decision on something, or you couldn't rank what was more important than the other, and this could have been an emotional situation, and I think it caused you to be needy towards someone, or there was an emotional outburst, and now you look back on, you're like, dang, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that to this person. I shouldn't have spazzed out. I shouldn't have fought this person. I shouldn't have said this to this person. What did you do to this person? What did you do to this person that you are now starting to regret? You made a rookie mistake. I think you were naive about a situation, and I think you moved without thinking. Who did you do this to, Aries? Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. Who did Aries do this to? This could have been a Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. So you made a rookie mistake. I think this is something that you've been doing all of your life. But what is it dealing with? What exactly did Aries do? Could have definitely had something to do with money. You called upon this Capricorn for help financially. They either gave you the help or they didn't. And based on whatever they did for you, you started to feel sorry for yourself. Maybe you didn't pay them back. Or maybe you just started to feel like inferior to them because they're helping you out. And I think you were a little upset about this, to say the least. So for those of you going through the situation, what do you need to do? What's the energy that you're supposed to be putting towards? King of Swords, which is cardinal air, which is Libra energy. So basically, you need to just be thinking about all the things that you are responsible for right now. Like you're thinking about this one small part of your life, when really you have so many other parts that you're tied into that can affect so many other factors of your life. You need to be focused on all of those things. You need to be putting yourself in more boxes, compartmentalizing yourself into more boxes of your life, instead of just one huge chunk of yourself being put into one little small space of your life. In other words, you need to find more shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have way too much energy invested in one part of your life that it's becoming too much. You're now starting to burn out this energy because you are investing way too much of one thing into one box, instead of spreading yourself more evenly and distributing yourself into the parts of your life that matter. So really think about that whenever you're doing something or thinking about something. What are you doing? What are you putting your action into? What are you really putting your energy into? What are you manifesting? What are you investing yourself into? What are you investing your time into? When you start thinking like that, I think your decisions are going to start to be a little bit more clear. And that'll also help you with your intent. So moving into your December energy, your present energy, we have the Two of Swords in reverse. So the first thing I'm thinking is a need for faith. you need faith. You need something to hold on to. You need something to hold on to. What's causing this energy? Why do you feel like you need something to hold on to? What's going on in Aries' life? Things sped up really fast. And I think it's because you were starting to look for help outside of yourself, outside of your circles. You know, you started to really like stretch out and look for help from others. And I think it caused you to walk away from things that really mattered in your life. And so now that you've made all of these decisions that pulled you away from your destiny, I almost feel like now you're in this position where you have to really navigate and find your way back to what it is that you are trying to create, what it is you're trying to build on. You've done all of this searching, you know, looking for the answer, and the answer, you had it all along. It's just you walked away from it. What did they walk away from? You had this castle, you had this kingdom, you had this beautiful, beautiful life, and you decided to stay tethered to all of your insecurities, to all of the things that were said negatively to you in life. To all of your insecurities is mainly what I'm saying. And now it's like, I feel like you've missed opportunities. I feel like you are losing things now. Because of this mentality, what is Aries losing now? What is Aries going to lose in December? Gosh, Aries, I hate that this is even something that we have to talk about. What is Aries going to lose during December? There's going to be a fall, and it's going to be a big one. And I think it's going to be something that you caused or you were a part of. The structure. And it could be a Leo that you're losing. Could be a child that you're losing. It could be something that you really feel like brightens up your day, you know? Everything that you thought you wanted might be taken away from you. Just so you can really experience the intensity of what it means to really have something and then have it taken away from you. But I think it's because you were being manipulative. I think it's something that you said to another person. I think it's something that you did. I think you were trying to be sneaky. I think you were doing things that just weren't right. You weren't moving right. And now it's starting to come back. It's like you created all of this and now you want to run from it, you know? Now you don't want to, you know, believe that that's what was happening this whole time. But no. Universe says, no, this is fair. This is what you get, Aries. With all the love in the world, we may not always get what we want or what we feel that we need, but you always will get what you deserve when it comes to universe. And that's just fair game. And that's what this card is saying. And so on many different levels, I really feel like this month for you, Aries, is going to be a time where you're really being called to confront and face, you know, your decisions, like the things that you've done in the past, how they all accumulate to, you know, what's happening now, like what your present is, what your future may be to come, you know, this next year or however long it takes. This is what you're getting from whatever you've been putting out there, whatever seeds you've been planting. This is what's going to be coming back for you, you know? Aries in reverse here. So all those rookie mistakes that you made, all of those mistakes that you were aware of, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. You know? And so it's like, I really hope that you were putting in the right energy. What signs are you going to be going through this? Because some of you will be having good karmic rewards, but from what I'm seeing, Aries, it looks like you were just doing a whole bunch of bad and it's coming back in December. You're going through this with the Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. And for those of you that are going through this, what can you do to ease the blow or to at least make things easier while you're navigating through it? Ten of Cups. So you just need to be honest and honor the process that you're going through. So don't try to understand it. Don't try to manipulate it. Just go through it, Aries. At this point, it's like you know that you've done so much manipulation in the scenario, good or bad. Now it's just time for you to just see whatever comes out of everything that you've already decided, everything that you've already done. Now it's time for you to sit back and really just reflect and look back on what's happening and then honor that. If you did things that affected the situation, so be it. It is what it is. That's what I want to say. It is what it is. It is what it is, Aries. And you just have to deal with whatever that truth is for you in this part of your life. And I feel like I'm really speaking to someone when I say that. Some life-shifting things are happening, man. Some life-shifting things. Let's go ahead and move to your future. Here we have the Moon card. So I definitely think there's going to be some hidden things coming to the forefront, and maybe secrets, or maybe just some things that you've been overlooking within yourself. I think the main word that I'm hearing is realizations, resurrection, awareness, and then comprehension is also a word that I'm hearing. Comprehension during this time for Aries. I think some things are going to be said. I think there's going to be some truths revealed. Some inner truths, some deep truths about this person. Some things from their depths, from their soul, from their feminine side, no matter if they're a male or a female. The secrets that are within, the parts that no one knows, you know, the parts that have to be sheltered. Aries, I think you're going to be, you know, indulging in this energy a lot as well. I think you're going to be exposing yourself, becoming more vulnerable to the fact of what's happening, you know. I think the dismantling of this relationship that you're going through is really going to show you just how vulnerable you can be. It's just going to show you just how alone in this world you really are. But before the greater good. And I think it's going to show with you maybe losing your family dynamic, or maybe just losing the sense of what family meant to you. Everything that you thought was stability, it looks like it's not going to be that anymore. And maybe you have to change your mind or get used to the fact that what you thought was stable is not. Yeah, the ending to something. Whatever made you comfortable, get used to not being around that comfortable person or comfortable situation. Anything else that needs to be said about that? It's time for you to really see what it's like to be the real fire king. In other words, it's time for you to really see what it's like to go through the scary side of fire. Fire can be warm and bubbly and fun and enthusiastic, but when it's going through that destroying phase, you lose everything, you know, you lose everything. And then you have to really realize what it means to just have the destruction, just sit with whatever the destruction may be, because that's a part of the creative process. That's what brings you back into life. You going through that destructive period in your life. That's what brings you back to reality and say, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be focused on now. This is what I need to do. This is where I fucked up at. This is where I burned that bridge. This is why I burned that bridge. This is how I'm going to fix that bridge. This is how all of this happens. You see what I'm saying? It starts from a destructive period, but it ends and you rebuilding because you want that back. You want to get back to that point. You start to see the bigger picture. You start to see the broader vision of things. And it all took some type of destructive transformation. It all took for you to have to see the deeper meaning behind something to even understand why you need to fix it, why you feel the need to fix something. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a deeper awareness that's happening. So for the hell of it, what's something that you're going to have to detach from in the future? What signs? Right away. Right away, we have the Capricorn card. Disattaching from a Capricorn sun, moon, rising, and or Venus. And for those of you that will be going through that in the future, what do they need to know? What does Aries need to hear? Princess of Wands, which is the summer card. The possibilities are plentiful. Abundance is plentiful. Resources are at their height in the future for you, but you have to be willing to use what's available to you. You have to bask in the sunlight. You have to be exposed, but feel the warmth that you are feeling in the sun. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're exposed by the sunlight, allow it to seep into your pores. Feel the warmth from within yourself. Feel the energy that you feel from the sun. Don't just be so quick to run back to the shade. Does that make sense? There's a limit to how much you need to be in the sun, but when you're in the sun, really cherish it, is all I'm saying. If that makes sense to you, Aries, please leave a thumbs up on this video so more people like you can see this video. Also, email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com if you would like a private reading with me. If you feel like I said something that really just struck to you and it really resonated with you, don't hesitate to email me. I love reaching out to people that resonate with what I say because I really feel like there's a connection there, you know what I'm saying? I feel like spiritually we just need to, you know, strengthen our numbers, strengthen the people that understand what's really being, you know, dropped here, which is knowledge. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to join this beautiful family. I would love to see you back here, and we're building big things kinks. I want you to be a part of it. See you in the next video, Aries. Bye.